Hello, hello, collective. This message today is from Spirit and it is intended for my collective that is seeking guidance in dealing with or experiencing narcissistic abuse. I'm sorry I've been out of pocket. I have been sick since Friday and we had a family emergency come up. And so I know I haven't posted in over a week. I apologize, but I'm here now. I'm supposed to be taking a rest day, but I'm feeling good and was guided to take the time to give you your message for this week. So I'm so grateful that you're here, that you're listening, and I'm grateful to be a messenger for Spirit. I've already prayed for protection. I am just shuffling the cards to connect with Spirit so we can give you your message for this week. If you want to book a personal session with me, I can be reached by email at Reiku, R-A-K-U, soulstudio@yahoo.com. Please email me if you'd like to book a session. I have a special rate for my viewers of $1.11 per minute. There is a 15-minute minimum because I just cannot, between connecting with your energy and channeling for Spirit, there's no way I can give you a good quality message in under 15 minutes. My apologies. So, and that rate is effective for whichever reading you book. You could book a personal intuitive reading like this. You can also book a spiritual life coaching session or a session to walk through and for any guidance you need if you're experiencing narcissistic abuse. I am not a therapist or a counselor, but I have survived many narcissists in my life, and I'm here to help elevate you, share any of my experiences or best practices with you. Again, as my goal is to elevate the collective, okay? This reading is not going to resonate with everyone, so please take what resonates with you. Leave the rest behind. No negativity, please. And if there is someone that you feel would benefit from this message, feel free to share it. If this message resonates with you, feel free to like and subscribe so that you know when I post another video. And again, I apologize for being out of pocket. It's just been, I don't know, kind of a chaotic week and a half. So I'm hoping I can get over this. I don't know if it's a sinus infection or bronchitis, whatever it is. Hoping to get through it pretty quickly. So any prayers are appreciated. Today I am being guided to use the Spirit Song Tarot. As far as your tarot reading, and I have an oracle deck, the Divine Feather Messenger, that I'm going to use and give you an oracle before we wrap up. So, beautiful collective, I hope you're doing wonderful. And wherever you are in this world, just know that you are loved, you are amazing. I know narcissistic abuse, part of that process for the narcissist is to tear you down, to make you question your value, to do things that hurt you. And if you've gone through that or are going through that right now, just know that I am sending you a huge divine hug on behalf of the collective and from the divine, because I am just grateful that you're listening, and hopefully this message will speak to you and guide you out of that darkness, okay? So, Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father God, through the name of Jesus Christ, please speak through me in these cards to give the divine collective a message that will help them as they are experiencing narcissistic abuse or have gone through it and are just looking for guidance in healing. Okay. Oh. All right. In the recent past, in this deck, the cards are titled a little differently. You have the Ace of Feathers, which represents mental clarity and a foundation. So it looks to me in the recent past, you've had some clarity on your situation, which has also created a foundation for healing for you. Give me a second. I just want to share with you the way this deck works. The feathers are basically like swords in the traditional tarot. So you've been in your emotions, you know, you've had mental clarity on the situation, done some emotional processing, and now you have your foundation set for healing. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's amazing, collective. Acorns in this deck basically are like wands in the traditional tarot. So you have the Three of Wands, which is messages that have come through to give you insight, messages of insight, and you've been doing some inner, self-exploration, if that sounds right. So that's your current position now. And this is beautiful. This is beautiful. You're not in the shadow anymore of the situation. You're not stuck. You have had your clarity. You've created a foundation for yourself. Now you're doing some reflection, self-exploration, and you're also looking out into your future. And seeing what the possibilities are now that you've made this huge step in the right direction, okay? You have the Six of Acorns in the immediate future, which is again wands. And it's talking about having, because you've had, excuse me, I'm so sorry, this motivation to heal. Now you're moving on to success and triumph. So it talks about motivation and movement. So you are going towards this success and triumph, and that just means healing and moving away from this situation. This is beautiful, collective. I'm so proud of you. I was thinking we were going to pull cards basically going over, you know, the narcissist and all the horrible things they did, but hey, shoot, I've been gone a week and a half. I might not come back for another week and a half if you already made all this progress while I was gone. Shoot, good on you. I love this. Oh my gosh. So when I clarify the Ace of Feathers, that mental clarity and foundation you started for yourself to heal, the Three of Feathers comes out, and this talks about release and recovery. It tracks. It totally tracks. So I know I am connecting with some of you that are already on this healing journey, and I'm so happy, like, for you. I can't express enough, like, how, like, I'm getting chills right now, how excited I am for you. Three of Acorns again, basically Three of Wands, talking about foresight, self-exploration. You have the High Priestess card as a clarifier, which talks about intuition, sacred knowledge. So you've been called either by spirit or, you know, people around you. Something has woken you up, and you have been called to open your eyes to that situation. And now you're gaining, like, intuition, sacred knowledge for yourself, okay? Because you were so clouded, I'm getting, because you were so clouded in dealing with the narcissist. Again, we all know narcissists, their duty and part of their process is to keep you confused, low vibration, in this clouded state of mind, but also spiritually. They don't want you gaining power, intuition, connecting spiritually. They don't want any of that for you, because they're essentially draining you dry of your beautiful, gorgeous light. And when I see this, I'm like, yes. I'm like, I feel like I'm like cheering at the sidelines, except I can't scream right now because I'm losing my voice. But anyway, you, in the immediate future, you had the 6 of Acorns, which talked about success and triumph. You now have 5 of Acorns. It talks about challenge and growth. So, you know, all of this, you know, if I'm summarizing everything in this reading, yeah, none of what I'm saying in this reading does your experience any justice. Some of us that have gone through narcissistic abuse cannot put into words what they've been through, what they feel. Some of you are still figuring out how you feel based on the trauma that you've been put through. I know that my last experience with a narcissist, I stayed to myself a lot, and I did rely on alcohol to escape from the pain. But I had like one friend that I would vent to, but I just stopped venting to people about the situation because I just felt like no one was going to believe me anyway, and people were tired of hearing about it, and they were going to be tired of hearing about it until I changed the circumstances or did something about it. So I know I'm just summarizing your situation in a quick reading, but you have been through some major challenges. I know firsthand what that feels like, especially to go through it alone. But you have been growing through the entire time. With every step through that journey, you have grown. So I just want you to know I've been there. I've not been in your situation, but I understand what it is to overcome those challenges, and sometimes even without any help or support because you're just discouraged from sharing with anyone. But even if you had support, and I really hope you did or do, sometimes it's just so overwhelming and crippling, and you know, not only to be going through this stuff that the narcissist puts you through, you know, you have to face your daily responsibilities. You know, I had to go to work and lead a team and be, you know, project as this, you know, strong leader, which I am, but I was being torn down behind the scenes. But I had to go to work and be there for 6, 7 other people. And so my needs were constantly being tabled. And so I just wanted to take a second to rant about how much I know you're growing through these challenges. Please see it, the challenges, as growth. That's what this High Priestess energy, that's where it's coming from, okay? You're going to gain intuition and more knowledge. You're going to get more downloads the more you continue on this growth path, and I'm so proud of you. Sorry. I got another clarifier card for your, you know, recent past, and once again, it's feathers. And as we know, feathers are basically swords in the traditional deck. So it's the Page of Swords. So you had to move. You were in your emotions, you were hurt, you were devastated, you know, you had to release and recover, like this card says. But you also had to take all of that, bundle it up, put it behind you, and move forward in the energy of the Page, which is like, you know, free-spirited, hopeful, looking towards the future, but not taking life too seriously so that you can move forward. The Page is helpful in the respect that if you're in the Page energy, it helps you have that kindred spirit because it lightens your energy when you're in that energy, if that makes sense. Now, if a Page is coming towards you, yes, I'm going to warn you all day long, this is not someone who is mature that can, you know, offer you anything long term, but this is your energy. You were in that youthful energy, and it allowed you to put a lot of this trauma and the heaviness behind you. And in the traditional deck, you'll see the page has his little stick with the bag, that bag of like very minimal belongings he has tied to the stick, and he's you know, hitting the road. And so you had to unpack a lot of emotional baggage and then prepare yourself to travel lightly. So you have found a way to lighten your energy so that you can heal, and I think that is gorgeous. I'm so freaking proud of you, collective. And this clarifier for your present position, 6 of shells. So shells, I'm so sorry guys, I'm like all congested. I'm really just trying to speak clearly here without sounding as sick as I feel. 6 of shells. The shells are used in place of cups in the traditional deck. So you're gaining that love back in your heart. 6 of cups. So it may not be another love situation. You might not be ready for that, but the 6 of cups talks about, you know, just opening your heart again to possibilities. And I think that's where you're at when you're, you know, doing this foresight, self-exploration. You're in the high priestess energy. You're healing. You're growing. Your heart's starting to open again to possibilities and opportunities, whether it be in love. It could be in connections in general. You know, I know people that didn't trust people in general after their experience with the narcissist. And, you know, narcissists can also be your family members or friends. So this is just telling me your heart's opening again to loving connections, okay? And that is also beautiful. It's a sign you're healing. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card to clarify your near future with 2 cards. Woo. Okay, we gotta jump. What's the jumper say? So this is the Moon card, and it's not a negative. In this deck, it talks about imagination and perception. So you need to start imagining this new you being permanent. This new energy that you're in needs to be permanent, okay? Because you are attracting new things, new opportunities. You're refining yourself, you're changing, and when you do that, you're raising your vibration, and you're going to attract people of like vibration. And for those of you that have attracted a narcissist, it's because there was something in you that was low vibration that needed healing. That's why you attracted that lesson, okay? Following the sun, I pulled a final outcome for you. Following the moon, sorry. Again, you need to imagine and perceive this new you in your new life going forward, okay? I don't like to harp on the past in my readings because we're not going that way. We're trying to elevate the collective, and you know, harping on the past in these readings is not going to get us there. So all this work that you've been doing and growth, now you need to imagine your life and perceive it as this is the new you. And yeah, you need to give thanks for the lesson that you learned through that past situation. Release the narcissist or narcissist, singular or plural, in your life. Release them. Thank them for the lesson that they brought to your life, the growth as well, and let it go. Spend your time and your energy now imagining and perceiving this new version of you and where where you're going with that. Do not focus on the past. Don't live there, okay? Your outcome is the sun, so you're going to have joy, vitality, just a whole new lease on life after this experience, and I think that's beautiful. But you have to follow this guidance and stick with it, guys. If you need any guidance, please book a session with me. I'm, can do more justice in speaking with you one-on-one, but so far your reading for this week looks amazing. Again, like, I need to take maybe 2 weeks off, come back and see what else you've accomplished, right? This is beautiful. It's way better energy and tone than my last reading. For those of you that were seeking guidance through narcissistic abuse, y'all are doing great. Let's pull an oracle card now. And you got, okay, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. It's either grouse or goose. I'm not a bird person by any means, but it says embrace the power of dance and movement to access your highest guidance. So, integrate movement in your life. If you don't feel like you're getting out and moving around enough, I know I wasn't moving around enough, and I started walking again, and just now that it's warming up where I live, I'm getting out more on the weekends. So that is also going to usher in more clarity and downloads when you're out moving around and releasing any energy and just keeping your energy flowing, okay? Any other oracle message for the collective who is either surviving or working through narcissistic abuse? Ugh. Okay. All right, guys. I think that was just me. Butterfingers. Sorry. Spirit, give me one more message. Okay, there we go. Parrot, let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It's time to embrace who you really are. Again, this goes with your outcome. Not the outcome, I'm sorry. Your immediate future, imagination and perception. So let go of the opinions of the narcissist, because that's what they do. They plant those little psychological seeds, and they do and say things that make you question your worth and your value. And this is saying, let that all go. And it's time to embrace who you really are, and imagination and perception. Really start embracing this you that you are fighting for, that you're working and developing and growing for, okay? You're doing amazing, collective. I couldn't be more happier with this reading, because this is just showing that since I posted last, you have made some huge strides in the right direction, okay? And I'm sorry if this didn't resonate with you, but let this be hope. And if you are at this stage, collective, and there's any hopeful advice you can share to the collective, please put in your comments or put in the comments under this video, and share your feedback and experiences. We're a community, and I would just love to see us grow each other, okay? So this is amazing. It is time to embrace who you really are. And who you really are is who you're uncovering through all of this. Wow, I'm going to leave this here. I did 2 beautiful readings today that made me so happy in closing, because everything's so positive and good. Keep your energy light, guys. Do your breathing exercises. Do your self-care. Find the littlest things to be grateful for, okay? This candle, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have, the finances that I've had to be able to buy all my plants that I have in my solarium here in my work area that bring me peace and happiness. I'm grateful that I could buy this candle, these decks that help me, just the little things, guys. whenever you start getting in a weird slump, and if you don't have firm boundaries set with that narcissist and they're still calling you, texting you, playing on your phone and harassing you, don't feed into it. Find the littlest things to be grateful for. Hey, be grateful that you set a boundary with the narcissist, right? Be grateful for the strength that you gained through connecting with spirit, grounding yourself, growing, accepting the calling to change your life and to leave that situation and grow, okay? Again, this doesn't have to be love life, family, you know. A lot of people I've worked with, you know, have had to leave narcissistic family members behind, and there's no shame in that. You can love family members from afar. The thing with family is, you know, society tells us because they're blood or half blood, and we had to share, you know, living quarters with them growing up, that we have to be, you know, this happy family. And the truth of the matter is, there's not a lot of that these days. A lot of families are estranged or indifferent. And I hear more and more stories lately about it, and it's okay. You know, I have 3 friends that I consider true family, and we're not blood. We didn't grow up together. We met at work along my path years ago, but you know, they genuinely care about me. They answer the phone, we sit, we talk about life, how each other's doing, we check in. They care if I'm in the hospital or if something's happened to me. They call back. And oftentimes your own blood relatives won't even pick up the phone. Or they don't pick up the phone because they know it hurts you, okay? So what I'm saying is, I know I went on a whole rant there. Narcissists don't have to be just in relationship, like love relationship. But what will happen is, if you have a narcissistic family that you know, maybe didn't see as narcissistic for years, they will keep you in such a low vibration that outside of the family dynamic, you will attract narcissists in love relationships because you're already in that low vibration. And all of these narcissists, no matter what category they're in, they're all here to teach us self-love. It's the universe literally screaming at you to love yourself. I know firsthand. I grew up in a family where I was emotionally neglected, lots of emotional abuse, narcissistic abuse. And I went on to experience narcissistic abuse in my relationships for years, until I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just got so fed up. And my hope is, you know, some of you will not wait as long as I did to open your eyes, that you will, you know, take these messages from spirit, from other readers here on social media, and really take it to heart and really do the work, the inner work to heal yourself. The sooner you do, like, you just have such a beautiful life ahead of you. And, you know, unfortunately, I, you know, didn't do that earlier on. And so here I am, recovering, healing, helping others very late in life. But I still had, once I started laying boundaries with the narcissists in my life, I created some separation through distance, and I have also had so many positive adventures, experiences. I've been on road trips that I never thought I could afford to be on. I have come across some of the nicest people in my travels. My dog was sent to me by spirit to go on all of these adventures with me, you know, and we've just had such a great experience so far in life. And it really started when I realized what was going on. I started creating healthy boundaries, giving myself the space and time to heal and grow. And I have no regrets. Yes, in between and over the years, there were still parts of me that weren't fully healed, so narcissists would come and go. But you know what? Over time, it's like slowly gluing back a broken little teapot, and I can hold water today and serve the tea to you all. And I'm really grateful that you're here and that you've listened to this reading. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave it here, and until the next one, please take care of yourself, do your self-care. Please keep your firm boundaries. If you're not safe, please seek out safety first and foremost. Take the steps. There are more than likely local resources in your area. If you don't feel safe, please let someone know. And there is help, I'm sure, through local resources, family, or other connections that can help guide you to safety. I send you so much love, and until the next one, please take care of yourselves. Thank you.